Welcome to the STLK in the UTA Jazz Podcast. I'm Conjo. This is Paul. I mean, it's been a minute.
It's been a week.
It's been a week.
Over a week.
And I'm enlightened to say that we're back.
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
It's starting to become like a slogan. It's almost like we're going to be repping this on shirts one day. You know, we're back, like that kind of thing.
Even when we go a day,
Like
we're back.
I'm hoping to be always back.
Yeah, we're back.
But you know, we've got lots to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
First off, you know, it was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
How was Thanksgiving?
Not great.
Not great.
Not great.
I loved it.
Good experience with your family?
Yeah, it was great. Not you?
The Evans family had some turmoil.
Some turmoil.
And in fact, I would love to jump into this on a different day and just maybe 30, 40 minutes of uninterrupted storytelling.
No, for sure.
Wasn't great.
I mean, something we can talk about is pies.
Let's talk about pies.
I mean, what is your go-to Thanksgiving pie?
Apple? Is that crazy? Like, you warm up an apple pie and give me a scoop of vanilla ice cream. I'm in.
See, but like I'm okay with that, like on any day of the week, though.
That's why
all
it's so
year.
good. Yeah, it's like an apple cobbler, if you will.
Yeah, but I'm more of like a traditional person. Like I'm a pumpkin.
Yeah,
guy.
I was gonna say you like your pumpkin with the whipped cream.
Like, I love my pumpkin pie, and people hate on pumpkin pie.
It's good.
I absolutely love it.
If it's the month of November, it's a good pie.
I think it's a great pie.
If I go to a birthday party and they break out pumpkin pie, not happy.
No,
like, I'm not stoked.
But that's the thing is like I'm just never choosing an apple pie ever.
Even like.
Okay, maybe throughout the year with some
Okay.
ice cream on top. That's a good point. But like it's Thanksgiving. Like I'm not gonna be like, yes, apple pie.
Or like lemon meringue. I'm not doing it.
I'm like
that.
no, I see the pumpkin and I'm going straight for the pumpkin.
Yes.
Every single
There's
time.
a reason it sells out.
Yes.
Time.
And then people hate on it. And that's the thing, is like I'm the traditional guy. Like eggnog.
You like eggnog?
I love eggnog.
I still have eggnog in my fridge from last Christmas that we drink 8 ounces out of.
So you don't like eggnog?
I do. It's just I buy it and I'm like, this is so fun. It's just fun to like look at, I guess. Like that's all. I don't drink a ton of it.
See, I think it's absolutely awesome.
I agree. It's
I
good.
think it tastes so good.
I think it tastes great. How much eggnog can you drink? I don't know.
I
Like
think
maybe a cup
even
a year.
leaving an ounce of it in the fridge is a sin.
That's fine. You can have mine from last year.
Yeah, that's questionable. But anyway, so we are rolling into an interesting spot of the season.
Yeah.
Since we last met, you know, had our last pod, we have gone 1-4. Losses to the Suns, the Lakers, the Blazers, and then recently a win versus the Pelicans.
Yes. It was nice to end the skid.
Not the slate we would have wanted.
No, I was hoping to come back after the week off and just talk about how we went 6-0. Yeah, man, like we got a winning record.
I mean, just be absolutely thrilled. Let's start at the beginning, right? We had the Suns. First off, I think this needs to be touched on.
Yeah.
I saw you tweet. I'm not gonna like come out here and crucify you,
Please.
but you agreed with the ref's call
I did.
on Lowry fouling KD.
In fact,
KD fouling Lowry.
That was probably the most action my Twitter's gotten in some time. Like just random people from Utah just throwing me under the bus.
Yes,
like,
as they should.
This was some guy was like, these Suns fans are ridiculous. I'm like, well, you're gonna hate this because
Yeah,
I'm not a Suns fan.
Okay, well, sell me on this call. If you're the ref,
I wish I would have screen recorded it so we can walk through it. So
I'll throw it up.
Please do.
I'll throw it up as we're talking.
Is when you land in a player's space, it's a flagrant or just a regular foul. It's the Zaza foul,
Yes.
right? That took Kawhi out a few years ago. If you hit the ball, everything's free game because now it's a loose ball. The second KD touches the ball, the rule book says, and I couldn't find it in the rule book because I couldn't find the official rule book. And for people that said, like, find the rule book, I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
But I've seen it.
find.
I've played basketball my entire life. I know the rule. It technically says if you block the ball, you're basically free to maul him at that point because it's anybody's ball. So, like, sure, he hit the ball and then came down on the wrist. That's not a foul. If you want to talk about, well, he landed in his space, well, let's talk about this. On a floater, if I block your floater and you run into me or we land in the same spot, that's not a foul because I blocked your shot. The same goes for a three-point attempt, sadly. So the fact that he got the ball and then wrist and then body in that order, it's not a foul.
See, I was looking at the little hand placement before the shot.
I agree. So
on the right hand, he's got a hold on his body.
I agree. So some guy said like, well, that's a foul before anything. And I agree. Like if that was enough, then they should have called it. but they weren't looking down there,
And
so that's why
I
they
think
didn't call
there's
it.
discrepancy between, you touching the ball and the hand, right? Hand's part of the ball. That's been a tale for
Even
as
right
long as I
here-
can remember.
Right here's part of the ball, sadly.
Yes, but I think there's a line where it's like where it still affects the shot. Like if you touch the ball in the hand, that doesn't affect the shot. But in
Right.
this case, he hit a certain part of the hand where it affected his shot.
After he hit the ball, though.
Is
That's
it-
the
did
issue.
it though?
And
It
again,
was
a lot
after
of
the shot.
So KD jumps outwards towards the corner and lands out of bounds. Obviously gave Lowry no
Yeah.
space. Had KD not even touched the ball or the hand, absolutely a foul. He's
See,
getting 3 shots.
This is my thing though. Is if it's reverse, if it's Lowry on KD,
Yeah.
that's 100% a foul.
Absolutely it is. It's Kevin freaking Durant.
But like, why? That's so stupid.
I agree. It's dumb. It's dumb. But again, they should actually, I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know if they reverse it. It had it been the other way around.
If it's
just
KD
so-
shooting the ball, and I think it was Andy Larson that said this.
Yeah.
And then KD even responded to it.
and he goes,
Guess we'll never know.
yeah, guess we'll
I'll
never
throw
know.
that on there too. Like, guess we'll never know. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, like, and that was the thing is Andy was even talking about that specific play in the game. He was talking about a different foul.
Yeah.
And Katie gets, you know how he is on Twitter.
I like how he is on
He
Twitter.
does his thing. So there was some controversy, right? So, anyways, we should have won that game. Then
Yeah.
we go to a double OT thriller.
Yep.
Absolutely electric game. Come up short, happens.
It's so hard when Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are on the floor together.
I mean, there's not even much we can talk about. And then we go to the Lakers
Yep.
and we get, there's nothing to even say about that game. Get absolutely demolished. And then we go and then we play Portland.
yeah.
And
That one hurt.
And I don't even know, like we said the first time we played them, I don't even know half the guys on their team.
Yeah, and they come out and they beat us.
And
Scoot did play. That was fun.
Yeah, he played horribly though.
Yeah, but it was fun to see him.
It is fun. And then we have this great game versus the Pelicans. We might as well talk about it.
Let's talk about
Let's
that
talk
one.
about it.
Let's talk about that one.
I mean, the Pelicans, we went into this game and I'm like, okay, I literally remember saying, is this it?
Yeah.
Are we throwing in the white towel already?
Well, the starters. Is
That's what I'm saying. We look at the starters and I'm like, are we throwing in the white towel? Are we done?
So for those who don't know the starters, it was Keontae George, who's been starting.
Yes.
Chris Dunn, who had like 6 DNPs in a row.
Literally DNPs.
Just didn't even
which
like
is, dude,
sniff the
did not
court.
play
Yeah,
over and over
like,
again.
Will said, you're done. Ends up starting, which was crazy. Yurt 7, who again is like spare minutes. Now
Yep.
he's starting.
He's actually played really well.
Fontecchio, sorry. He started, didn't play a minute in the fourth quarter though, so that was kind of funny. And then obviously John Collins.
Yeah.
So when I saw that starting lineup a few hours before tip, I was like, oh, we're embracing the tank.
See, the one thing I do like about that starting lineup is Olynyk and Sexton coming off the bench.
Yes.
Because I think those are key bench players.
I agree.
But like, you can't really throw them in the starting lineup. So Will Hardy's like, all right, well, let's throw in Chris Dunn and Simone and
Just see what
Yurt
works.
7 and see what works.
So after the Blazers game, Will said, if you're not going to play hard and if you're not going to pass the ball,
You're not part of the Utah Jazz.
you're not part of the Utah Jazz. And then he said the next day, if you don't give a bleep about the Utah Jazz, you're not playing. Which is interesting. I heard David Locke talk about this. He said these guys really don't have like any ties to Utah.
No.
Like they're professional basketball players, so they care, but they were either drafted by the Jazz, traded to the Jazz, and a couple of them signed with the Jazz.
Yeah.
They don't really care, but they should.
Everyone-
and that's what Will is saying.
Everyone
and these
thought that
guys,
Will was like taking a shot at some people.
yeah, because he said if you don't pass and then starts a new starting 5, that was really interesting.
Really interesting.
They won,
And they won.
and they won.
Let alone they didn't have Zion.
No, we didn't have Laurie.
Exactly. I don't care who doesn't play. We won.
We won, dude.
We won. And that was a good game. I think everyone played really, really hard. And it really showed like who are our leaders. If you were to, pick one player on our team, like who is our leader?
It's so hard because Markkanen isn't a very outspoken person.
No.
Clarkson is also very reserved, or at least gives off
He
that
kind of
idea.
just goes to the court, plays his game,
Yep.
loves Utah. Not to sing.
Keontae's so young that it's like, do you expect this 20-year-old to be leading John Collins? Like, I don't know. Does he? I don't know. I've never been out of practice.
Yeah.
Dude, I have no clue. Maybe Kelly Olynyk. Like, and I'm
dude,
being serious.
No, legit.
Like, he's obviously the most seasoned player on the team.
Him and Sexton.
Are they the most vocal in practice? I would bet my money on it.
Yes, they are extremely, I feel like they're the leaders, even though they come off the bench, but they come in and they give it their all. And so the Jazz are 5-11. We're only 2.5 games out of the play-in.
Not a bad spot.
As bad as it feels to be 5-11, like we're not like dying. Like
No,
2.5 games out of the play-in. Like you never know. Like OKC is in second place.
yeah.
We'll get to that later when we do a little pretender contender segment. But the Jazz are fine. The Jazz are fine.
I'm really curious what tonight's going to look like. Excuse me. Because they have all their starters back. They didn't have 3 starters on Saturday night.
Because we play the Pelicans again
We
tonight.
played them tonight, correct. And they didn't have 3 of their 5 starters, and they were coming off a back-to-back from LA to Utah. Now, that's tough. And we've talked about it before. You have to travel the day of the game, which is just a pain. The Jazz sound like they're going to have Clarkson back. I don't know. Like, who knows if he comes back as he start? Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
I think tonight's going to be a really fun test, if you will. But yeah, Saturday night was fun, dude. 5 new starters. Like that was, I'm still blown away by Will doing that.
Yeah, I mean, probably the most notable thing is just Keontae. I mean, Will is basically forcing him to just do his thing and making him learn. And I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's great for Keontae. But let's jump into Paul's play of the game.
Can we? Let's do it.
I mean, this is something special. You know, I love doing this segment. It's fantastic. You know, lots to touch on. And we're doing a game from the Pelicans. Is that correct?
Correct.
Love that. Love that.
Okay, let's see here. I'm going to pause. It's always so fun to try to line this up. All right. Keontae George. I'm glad he brought him up.
Yeah.
He's the play of the game. So Keontae George, coming out of college, was not viewed as a point guard, more of a combo guard or a 2 guard. Like you said, Will Hardy is forcing him.
Yes.
Like saying, hey, if you're going to survive in this league, you're going to be a point guard.
Yeah.
And especially at 6'3", not a lot of shooting guards are 6'3" anymore. Most point guards, like Steph Curry, 6'3". Keontae has shown passing that I've never seen from him. I went through his high school mixtape, his college.
It's nasty.
Never seen anything like it. This play echoes exactly that. So here it is. It's off of a missed 3, which long rebound. It goes to the guard, which is exciting. Keontae grabs it, immediately looks forward, and right there is my favorite part. Is the left-handed. I feel like we've seen 10 different left-handed passes from Keontae. Shout out to John Collins for running the floor. Don't love how he just, I mean, look at John Collins. He just kind of dozes out, which is fine.
No, I like it.
Like, yeah, leak out. I don't care. But anyway, he grabs the rebound, looks up. John Collins is smart enough to slow down, not beat anybody to the rim. And right there, it's a no look, or at least it looks like a no look.
Well, if he uses his right hand there, it's a steal.
Oh, absolutely.
If he passes that ball with his right hand, it's 100% a steal.
Or even if he lobs it up, like just over, I'm not sure who that is, but if he lobs it up over him, again, it gives the defender enough time to get there.
100%. If that's a right-handed pass, that's 100% a steal. It's the left that gets the guy off balance.
And it's a
laser.
And this is the coolest part.
And then,
we actually finish it.
Oh, pump fake.
How many times do we see a pass from Keontae that ends up in a missed layup?
He should have way more assists than he does.
I think his potential assist is close to 10 a game.
So John Collins pops up, easy
Dunks
dunk.
it, perfect. Jazz go up 7.
I like that.
I like that play just because it shows how much Keontae has grown as a passer.
No, that's a great play. I'm all for that.
Again, it wasn't the greatest play of the game, but it just showed how good he is at passing.
Well, and that's the thing is all of his passes are super, super crisp. And I really like that about him. I think that's a special aspect of his game that is going to translate forward.
Mind you, this is he's played 16 games in the NBA. I'm not sure if he played the first game, so maybe 15 games in the NBA now. Like this is pretty cool what he's doing at his age.
I couldn't agree more. So, Paul, enough about the Jazz.
Let's do it.
Let's jump into the NBA. Now, I want to do a little segment, and this segment is called Contender or Pretender. And naturally, there's going to be some back and forth here. You know, so I want this to be opinionated.
Okay.
Like extremely opinionated. So let's run down. You know, I'm going to give you the team. You're going to tell me whether it's a contender or pretender. I'll give mine and then we'll discuss.
Okay.
Number 1, and this is just in the Western Conference. Eastern Conference we don't need to worry about. We're going Western Conference here. Number 1. And let's put the ground rules for this. This isn't in a couple of years. You can state that in your argument. But this is this year.
Like, are they contending?
Are they contending this year, or are they pretending this year?
What's hard before we jump into it, in my opinion, each year there's not even more than 5 contenders.
No,
there's not.
No.
Like there's pretenders.
But this is to win the West.
Okay.
So we're starting off with the Minnesota Timberwolves, number 1.
Contenders, absolutely contenders. They took in my opinion, they played the champions from last year, the Denver Nuggets, harder than anyone else. And you can say, sure, the Lakers had 4 close games. Granted, they lost all 4. You watch that the Denver Minnesota series. Every single game, I was like, oh, they might come back and win this thing.
Yeah.
I think they're absolutely for real. I think Anthony Edwards is a superstar.
Yeah.
I think they're contenders. What do you think?
I also think they're contenders.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to say because I don't see them like in the championship, kind of thing. Like I don't see them winning the West, but like when you put in comparison to all the other teams, like they are a special team, and I think they have it going.
I do too.
So I like that. Then we're gonna go to the number 2 team, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I think they're pretenders.
They've got to be.
Just because I think they're missing a piece.
Well, yes, they're definitely missing a piece. They have a lot of young guys.
Yeah.
So like I compare them to the Magic, right? They're kind of in the same position like the other young guys, but their young guys are just better than the guys at OKC. Because Orlando's number 2 in the East, which is completely shocking. But like that doesn't like to me, I'm like that seems more comforting than OKC being number 2. I mean, they have Shai. Chet is probably front runner for Rookie of the Year.
Right.
Him and Wembanyama. Are they contenders in the coming years? Absolutely.
Sure. Here's the issue. I think they need, and I wish Robert Williams was healthy because I think he would be perfect on this team.
Yes.
But they need a big guy that can guard big guys.
They also need a point guard that is not under allegations for minor behavior.
The video in the club might have saved his career.
But did it?
Well, if she lied and said she was 21, what's he done wrong? And the kicker of it all,
we could go into this for hours.
The age of consent in Oklahoma is 16.
Is that still a bad look for the NBA? Absolutely. So should that be put into account?
I don't know.
I don't think so. But let's just get off of that subject. They have a really good point guard that might not have a career anymore.
Yes.
So we must put that into account.
Chet is too small to guard Jokic, and I think any team in the West that is going to pretend they're contenders, you have to be able to guard Jokic.
I mean, naturally you're going to win games when you have literally the best point guard in the league, which I believe is Shai in the West, and in the East it's honestly Tyrese Halliburton. 100%.
Flaming takes.
I mean, Halliburton is literally averaging 25 and 13.
I agree. He's the best point guard in the East. Would you take Shai over Steph right now?
Yes.
No kidding.
Yes. Right now? Yes.
Oh, okay. Great.
100%.
I disagree, but that's fine.
Hey, you can disagree, but Shai, one, he's way younger.
I'm sorry. Okay, you have to win a championship
this year.
Season.
Then it gets tough.
Doesn't it?
It gets really tough. But Shai, dude, what he is doing it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
It's kind of silly. And his team is a lot worse than the Golden State, and Golden State is 10th.
Golden State is getting dragged along by Steph Curry right now. Without Steph Curry, I think Golden State might win 3 games
but like
right now.
I feel like the OKC is also getting dragged by Shai, and they're doing much
They're
better.
11-5.
Exactly. And
that's not dragged.
Yeah, but it's Shai doing it.
All of them play good, though. No one on the Warriors has played good except for Steph.
Yeah. Maybe Shai's making his players better.
Don't
maybe
the
that's the
Brady
case.
argument,
Anyways,
sure.
Phoenix Suns, number 3. Contenders.
Anytime you put Bradley Beal on a team that's already incredible. Granted, we haven't seen their big 3 yet. I'm not worried about it. If Nurkic can stay healthy, don't think he will. But if he could, this team, I think, could win it all.
I think they're pretenders.
You think so?
100%.
Is it just health?
It's depth.
Really?
I think we saw this in the Jazz games. Like, the Suns honestly shouldn't have been that close with us. But you can see that at the end of games, they just do this back and forth thing with Book and KD.
And I mean,
they can do that with Beal, but that's gonna wear out. Like, you can't rely on that.
Look at the Warriors.
That's what happened the last 2 years, is you can't rely on that in the playoffs.
You know what's interesting? Kevin Durant's almost in the exact same position as he was with the Nets.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you have your other star, whether it's Beal or Booker, Kyrie, Harden, whatever, and you guys don't play together, and your depth is shot.
And what happened? They did nothing.
They did nothing because health came into it. I don't think it was depth. I think health.
And what happened last year?
Did nothing.
I'm basing this off of history.
That's fine.
And I just don't think they contend. And the reason why is because this following team about the name, the Denver Nuggets, They are absolutely contenders. They are my front runners to win it, and it's not. To me, it's not even a race.
Anytime you watch the Nuggets, it's like if they lose, it's because something went terribly wrong.
Yeah. When I see they're 11-6, like I almost feel like they gave away these 6 games just to not be so like OP, like overpowered.
Yeah, well, that and they don't want to wear themselves out. Like I watch them all the time. They're like down 10, and they'll take Jokic out and just rest him for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And they'd rather have a healthy team than a team that won 60 games.
100%. So that's what's tough. I'm not a big fan. Anyways. We're now going Dallas Mavericks.
Pretenders, they're not.
Oh my gosh, they're just
fraudulent.
Trash. They are so trash.
I don't believe in them.
No, I was waiting to see. I was hoping you would say contenders just so I could literally destroy you. But I'm glad you actually came to your senses here and you went pretenders here.
I'm going to skip the Kings because I think we both feel the same way. Don't call them contenders.
No, they're not contenders.
Okay.
No, but
Los Angeles Lakers. I think they're in the same boat as the Suns. If they're healthy, they could win it all. But it just comes down to health.
Agreed, because they're a good team. Like D'Lo, AD, and LeBron. Like that's a team that can
Reeves has turned it back on.
Like they can do it.
Yeah.
Like that's a team that can do it. And so it's tough because like they're not pretenders.
No,
they're not necessarily contenders, but like they're not pretenders. Where like these other teams, I feel like are totally contenders.
like they have the roster for it, which is rare.
Like that's the thing, and so that's what's tough. And then we go. I mean, we'll just stop at 8, which is the Houston Rockets.
No, stop.
Like I'm
even wanna
surprised.
talk about
I'm
it.
surprised they're even 8. Shout out to Ime Udoka.
Yeah.
Honestly, for changing that team. I don't.
So this is gonna blow you away. I'm on FanDuel right now.
Yep.
Which is not legal in Utah, so don't try.
This is purely just for entertainment.
Yep. The Western Conference top 5 teams as far as betting favorites go to win the West.
To win the West, not the championship.
Can you guess the top 5?
I want to put number 1 at the Nuggets.
Yep.
I want to put number 2, honestly, at the Lakers.
No.
Is it Golden State?
No.
Really?
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Oh, duh. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you're okay.
And then it's got to go Golden State and LA, right?
Yeah, Golden State is 3.
Yeah.
They're barely in the play-in
And
right
then
now.
is Lakers 4.
Lakers are 4. The 5th is going to blow you away. Not as much as 6.
The 5th is going to be the Clippers.
No. Mavericks 5, Clippers 6.
Oh, my God.
I don't think the Mavericks or the Clippers are locks for the playoffs.
So, I mean, that goes to show, like, what's Minnesota?
Minnesota is all the way down at 7 plus 1,400.
See, like, to be the number 1 team to be in 7th.
I kind of love that bet.
Like, that's kind of insane. And so that goes to show, people are heavily favoring these star-studded teams.
Because they show up.
They show
up.
And in the end, they are more experienced versus these younger teams.
Yep.
And that's the thing is the Thunder will win lots of regular season games. But then it comes playoff time, they don't even have a single guy on their team that has playoff experience.
The Thunder have worse odds than the Pelicans to make it to the finals. Pretenders.
That's crazy. So, I mean, that's interesting. And so if you look at the Jazz, I mean, where do they sit there? Like
Dead last.
We dead last?
I think so. Let me double check.
Dead last?
We're
third to last?
So we're third to last. Jazz are at 41. Sorry, a dollar wins you $400. The Spurs and the Blazers are tied for last.
Okay.
A dollar wins
so
you $500.
they're putting Memphis above us.
Yeah, you have
because Jaws is going to eventually
if they end up getting
come
in the
back.
play and Jaws in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I'd like to hear your guys' takes, on contenders, pretenders, like see what you guys think, who are contenders, who are pretenders. I think it's interesting. So, that's a great segment, Paul. We're going to kind of cap this off with Conjo's card.
Let's do it. I love Conjo's card.
We might as well.
It made me rich a few weeks ago.
Hey, I need to hold myself more to it, and get more people involved because it does well.
It does
Sometimes it does not do well.
No, but that means the fans won.
100%. And so let's go ahead and roll this Conjo's card.
Kelly Olynyk, over or under 0.5 threes. Will he make a 3 tonight?
Paul, I've been riding this over for like 5 games straight.
And it hits.
And no, it hasn't.
Oh, cool. Great.
And so that's the thing is I feel like if I do the under, he's going to hit one because he shoots it.
Dude, he shoots them and he
shoots
like
them.
his career, he's making them.
He shoots them, which is why I keep doing it. It's just what needs to go in.
It will.
And numbers, like we've said so many times, average out.
Oh, I love averages.
I've got to go the over.
Okay. Kelly Olynyk over a 3. Over 0.5 threes. He's going to hit a 3 is what you're saying.
Yes,
Okay.
over.
John Collins, over or under 8.5 rebounds?
It really comes down to marking and playing.
He's not playing.
There's a lot of unknowns, right?
He's not playing.
Kessler's getting more minutes. Without Kessler in the lineup, I absolutely take the over because John Collins gets literally every single rebound.
Ball
it feels
just
like.
finds him almost.
But with Kessler coming back, you know what? I'm going to take the under.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to take the under.
Okay. Keontae George. This is assuming Jordan Clarkson's playing, I think, and Lauri Markkanen is not.
Yeah.
Keontae George, over or under 6.5 assists?
I'm going to take the under.
Really?
And the reason why is because I think the starting lineup we have right now, or the role, he's trying to score more.
Yeah.
We already know he can pass, and there's going to be flashes of him passing, but I do think that he's trying to get more comfortable shooting the ball.
He shot a lot last game.
Shot a lot, and I think he's trying to do that. He's not shooting very great, only 35% from the field. So I think he's trying to get his feet wet and go that. So I'm going to take the under.
Ochai Agbaji, over or under 1.5 3-pointers made?
I'm going to take the over.
Okay.
In a game like this, I feel like he's going to shoot a lot. And he does. He shot 7 threes last game, and he made 2 of them. Do I just trust that? Probably not. But I do think he's going to shoot them, and if he's in the game enough, I think he'll make 2 of them.
I agree. And he
Over.
shoots really well.
Over.
Walker Kessler, over or under 9.5 rebounds?
See, this is the biggest unknown. I have no idea how much he's going to play.
Yeah.
I don't even have a clue.
No.
So it's what? It's 8.5?
9.5.
9.5.
That's a lot.
I'm going to take the under.
Okay. A lot of unders from
A
Conjo
lot
today.
of unders today.
here's the thing
and,
with the
and the thing is you love to do overs.
Overs
it's just
are
way
fun.
more fun.
And Vegas knows that, and that's when they create these lines and they juice them. Everyone knows they juice
like
them.
whenever I do one, I'm just doing the overs on people because it's just way more fun that way.
Yeah.
Unders are scary.
I was at the Utah Utes game this last weekend, the football game, and I bet like a handful of unders, and it like felt wrong.
You're sitting there and you're like, I don't want them to do less. I'm here to watch
their running
more.
back who I like tripped in the backfield, and I was like, yes, like this is great. And everyone's like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, like who is this guy?
Yeah, overs are fun.
Yeah,
Overs
so
are
it's fun. But I mean, that's Conjo's card. So we'll get that posted today. We'll do a fun little thing tonight for that. But Paul, this has been fun.
I love doing this.
No, this has been great. This has been another great segment. We're actually going to be doing this on Mondays and Thursdays. So Thursday will be the next time we're coming at you twice a week. Stay tuned tomorrow, or no, Wednesday.
Yes.
Eric Mika. For those who don't know, G League Ignite player, professional basketball player, has played with Scoot, is playing with some of the top guys, has played against Victor Wembanyama, former BYU player, great guy.
We went to the same high school as you.
Yeah, went to the same high school as me. So, Eric Mika will be on with us on Wednesday. Keep your eyes out for that. That's going to be a really fun episode. We'll kind of dive into his career, Utah, and everything like that. So, Paul, this has been a great episode. Catch you back on Thursday. Make sure to like, subscribe, YouTube, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, literally everything.
Yeah.
And this has been the STLK in the UTA Jazz Podcast. Conjo, this is Paul. We'll catch you back on Thursday.